Boom. It'll show it to you right there.
I want to play this for you real quick. I heard Cap and Hoodie play it this morning. Chris Canty earlier on Unsportsmanlike. He's been singing the praises of Jayden Daniels, and rightfully so. Nobody's going to be mad for anybody singing the praises of Jayden Daniels right now. A couple weeks ago, he started the whole Bears screwed up thing and should have drafted Jayden Daniels. We're like,
a little premature.
Maybe slow down a little.
A little premature.
Yeah, probably a little premature.
I call it premature speculation.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, a little premature speculation.
That's good.
Yeah.
Hard to ignore, even against bad defenses, what Caleb's done, though. He's looked the part. He's looking more comfortable. They're giving him so much responsibility within that offense. It's great to see a young quarterback handle it so well. Remember, he's 2 years younger than Jayden Daniels and doesn't have nearly as many starts under his belt. I get it. We're still talking about these guys have started 6 games in the pros. But remember, Jayden Daniels started, 55 games, I think it is, in college? It's a lot of games. And I think that's helped Jayden Daniels make the transition. But this was Canty on Unsportsmanlike earlier.
The Chicago Bears fans, there have been 2 quarterbacks that the Bears could have had not named Caleb Williams over the last 2 off seasons. And that was Jayden Daniels this offseason in the draft and C.J. Stroud last year. You passed on both of them for Caleb Williams. I think it is a high bar to clear for Caleb Williams to usurp both of those guys in terms of where they're at. Is he in a good place with his development? Yes. Is he going to be the best quarterback in this draft class? No. Is he going to be the best quarterback the Bears could have had over the last 2 years? No. And that's the part where I think it's going to be hard for Bears fans to square if we don't see this steady development from Caleb.
Again, I think that's a bold thing to say, that through 6 games, he can't be better than Jayden Daniels. And Chris might be right. But man, through 6 games, we did this exercise last week, I think at one point, or 2 weeks ago. Sylvie did a player A, player B, and we talked about it because it was a great one about, line up like the rookie seasons of Baker Mayfield and was it who else was
Herbert,
in there? And Josh Allen and Lamar
Josh
Jackson.
Allen,
Line up the rookie seasons. That's after 16 games, let alone 6. And the stats would have told you, the best quarterback is Baker Mayfield. Baker's a nice story. And landing now this is Baker's 4th team, right? Landing on his 4th team and thriving the way he's thrived, great story. Baker Mayfield in his dreams isn't a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen. Right?
Right. Yes.
Period. End of story.
End of story.
Like even Baker Mayfield doesn't, and if he did, he'd wake up and he'd go, I had a funny dream. He'd write in his diary,
right,
I had a funny dream last night. In my dream, I was better than Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. So I think it's like, you're really going to say after 6 games, there's no way Caleb Williams in 5 years is better than Jayden Daniels? Maybe Canty will look back on it and be like, I told you all so, I'm the genius. But man, it's a lofty, or it's a hard thing to say.
When you go to Baker, right, it was Cleveland, LA, Carolina, Tampa.
Cleveland,
Rams,
Carolina, LA, yeah.
Yes. So either way, it was those 4 teams, right? It was those 4 teams, number 4 teams. Here's your other thing. What's the disparity between the 3 of them? You said Lamar Jackson also, Josh Allen. And once you're at the professional level, you're already playing at a level. So when you look at the disparity of skill between them all, so I'm asking, how great is the disparity? How much better is Josh Allen and or Lamar Jackson better than Baker Mayfield? Is it minuscule? Is it something massive? When you're already playing at the 90th percent level, you know what I'm saying?
I know what you mean.
When you're already up there, you're above the NFL level, entry level, you're there, you're going to be a veteran quarterback, you're going to play for a long time.
Yeah.
How much better is one than the other?
The margins are fine. I know what you're saying.
So that's my point. It's my point. Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, they'll forever be kind of linked a little bit together, right? Is it because one guy won 7, 8 Super Bowls? He's substantially better than Peyton Manning? No, nobody would ever say that. I think you're looking at 2 great quarterbacks that you can sit there and you can bunch together. Who was next in that group? Ben Roethlisberger. Did you see Ben Roethlisberger's stats as a rookie?
Of course.
They were horrific at times.
Of course.
Look at his Super Bowl stats.
I know.
The Pittsburgh Steelers won that Super Bowl, and the best quarterback on the field that day for the Pittsburgh Steelers was Antoine Randall L.
That's right.
And he was a wide receiver.
That's right.
Okay? So you can't look at the first year of what you saw out of Ben Roethlisberger and then say, I can make a declaration for the rest of his life. You can't do that.
And you can't do it after 6 games either.
Certainly can't do it after 6 games.
Canty went on.
Though, if I was a Jayden Daniels fan, I'd be feeling a little bit frisky.
I'd feel great if I were a Washington fan.
And my little guys would be popping. Everybody could see them.
I'd feel great. Yeah. I think Bears fans, I think most of us feel great. I think even the staunchest defenders of Justin Fields maybe are coming around. Maybe. I wouldn't mind hearing from fans that would be willing to call up and talk to us about that. Like the Hall guys, remember, like, forget it. Caleb's a bust. Yeah. He's not, get the Hall. Justin's the man. Like, are you turning it all a little bit? Are you changing your tune a little? 312-332-3776. Canty went on to point out something we've discussed. It's fair to remark about this. The last 3 weeks, the Bears have beat the Rams, the Panthers, and the Jaguars. Here's where they rank in the NFL in drop back EPA on defense. 31st, 30th, 32nd. They're the 3 worst drop back defenses in the league. Jayden Daniels in the last 4 weeks has played the Bengals, Cardinals, Browns, Ravens. You want to know those rankings?
Yeah.
24th, 29th, 19th, and 27th. Not exactly a murderer's row. 3 of the 4 are bottom third of the NFL. So both rookies to me have been incredibly impressive. I'll tell you what's impressive to me about Jayden Daniels right now. All graded quarterbacks at PFF, qualified quarterbacks, I should say, at PFF, 36 of them in 6 weeks in the NFL, Jurko. Mm-hmm. Jayden Daniels has the 3rd best quarterback rating under pressure in the NFL, 101.1. Joe Burrow's number 1. Brock Purdy's number 2. Lamar Jackson's number 4. And CJ Stroud is number 5. And here's rookie Jayden Daniels in between those 4 guys at number 3. That's impressive. You nailed it. If you're a Washington fan, you don't really care about the Bears and Caleb Williams.
Right.
You should be excited.
Yes.
If you're a Bears fan, I think we should all be excited. I'm excited. I think Caleb is absolutely starting to look the part.
It's getting better.
And I don't know how after 6 games, you could be like, well, he'll never be as good as CJ Stroud, or maybe not as CJ. I mean, CJ, I love. I mean, we know that. He'll never be as good as CJ Stroud, who still has barely played, 24 games in the NFL, and he'll never 20 games in the NFL, and he'll never be as good as Jayden Daniels.
We're not under pressure.
Thing to say.
We're not under pressure to say silly things.
I don't think he's under pressure to say it.
No, I'm just telling you, we're not under pressure in the AM when we have our morning meeting or our afternoon meeting to say silly things.
Now
we've got to make a massive declaration
today.
Might
be right. You might be right.
We don't have that.
And Canty, I'm telling you, 5 years from now, yes, he could look back and be like, I told you. Dan Orlovsky in 5 years could be like, wasn't Orlovsky a big Daniels over Williams? I think he was.
I believe so.
He could be like, I told you. All right, you guys will have been right. But man, oh man, it's after 6 games, it seems aggressive to me. And
who just passed was the voice of Darth Vader.
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones. As he said in Hunting for Red October, it's too early to draw conclusions. Okay? Too early to draw conclusions.
That's what I
can't draw any conclusions after 6 games, guys.
That's what I think.
3 years for drafts. That's what we wait for, right? 3 years for drafts. 3 years from now, I'm going to want an analysis of what this draft looked like and who are the players. Not today. I'm not doing it today.
If you were a big keep Fields, trade for the Hall person, are you coming around a little? Are you encouraged? What do you think of the Bears and Caleb through 6 weeks? 312-332-3776 is our number if you want to ring us up.
When we come back, I want to break down to Pittsburgh, thinking that Mike Tomlin's got to go through right now, whether he's going to put Russell Wilson back in there compared to Justin Fields.
Fair enough.
Even though they're 4-2.
We'll take some phone calls. It's Carmen and Jurko. We'll be